We are fucking back. Every week, every Friday, you know where we are, and we got another special guest.
Welcome, Kenneth.
Thank you.
Hey, Kenneth, okay. Well, obviously, we have a special guest for you guys today. We're excited. It's Paul's boy. So I'll let you introduce him.
So, we've been friends since high school, right?
Yes, sir.
And I think Kenneth is one of the more interesting characters that we've had on. Not just because of like his personality, but because of his background. So, I guess you could get into like what you do, right? And,
Where do I start?
what you've done and things like that, you know?
So I went to high school. I went to high school with Paul. Went to St. Peter's Prep. Decent 4 years. Best thing I ever did there is probably make the friends that I did.
Wow.
Otherwise, quite the liberal institution. I tell you that much. So I'm a pretty political guy. My parents, like yours, I would assume, were born in Cuba.
Well, no, my dad's mom was born in Cuba.
Okay. So you go.
My
you go
dad's
further
dad.
back.
Yeah, I go a little further back.
Okay.
My dad's dad was born in Sicily. Came over. My dad's dad is first generation here.
Okay.
And then,
Your grandfather.
My grandfather,
Okay,
correct.
Yeah. Well, both my parents are born in Cuba.
Wow.
My dad in the 1990s, 1994, came here on a raft. So he was escaping the communist regime, which is still a threat to this day, not only in Cuba but in many other countries.
Yeah.
That's why, like Paul tried to tell everybody, oh, this guy's a political animal. That's why that's what interests me. This guy Paul, he tries to advertise me, but I some people, you guys like soccer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Other people like to play the piano or whatever. Other people like to, everyone has their hobbies, right? My hobby is making sure that you get into politics and you somehow make your way in at whatever age you are to somehow make a difference.
Yeah.
It's just something that interests me. So that's what I've been doing for years. I mean, just trying to make my way in as best as I can.
Hell yeah.
Paul advertises the running for office thing. I say I was walking because it wasn't much of a race, but you try and you get your name out there and you do what you can, and at the end of the day you make a positive difference, hopefully.
No, you got to do what you got to do, and we're definitely going to be getting into it. But before we start and before we continue and dive deeper into this conversation, you guys know what we do here.
Beer review?
Every week, new beer, review the beer. Let's fucking get it. I saw this. It caught my eye on the shelf because of its style of the box. Bright red. Looks very cool. We got a little Estrella Damm Barcelona. 1876 this has been around. So this is maybe our oldest beer that we've tried.
I don't know. We've tried
Somebody run the data. Somebody run the numbers.
We'll
Send us a clip of anything that beats 1876.
I don't know if we've had Spanish beer, though.
I don't think so. But that's
like
the thing.
From Spain.
So there's this. It looks...
Because it says Barcelona.
I mean, yeah.
This is from Spain.
This
When I was there, I had this, but it's been so long that I don't remember what it tastes like, but I thought it was pretty good.
So we'll pass these out. Obviously, guess first or not.
Yeah, just pass
it down. Those are the rules.
And obviously, cameraman last.
5.4.
Good catch. 5.4. Nice, sleek bottle. Not too much design. Not too much going on. Little star on top, obviously, for the Estrella. I tried to be a little fancy there. Yeah, let's crack these bitches open. Oh, it's got Barcelona on, like, not engraved. What's the opposite of engraved? Like, this is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I don't know. That.
Can we get a fact check? I'll look it up after this. But let's see.
Okay,
crack.
it's got like a darker beer smell.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It does. Cheers, guys.
It does.
I like that.
I like this. This is very smooth. Is this our first Spanish beer?
Yeah. I'm almost positive it is.
Wow.
And it surprises me because...
Shout out Pau, shout out Hugo, shout out Carlos.
For some reason, shout out to those guys. But...
My roommates.
Like, the one thing that I notice about it is that... Like, because what I expected for some reason, maybe because when I first heard we were having this, I didn't realize it was from Spain. I was expecting more of, like, a taste similar to, like, the Corona Modelo.
Ooh.
Right?
Corona Modelo.
Oh, like
Oh,
that.
Corona or
This
Modelo,
doesn't
yeah.
taste like that at all.
Well, Corona
Maybe a
Modelo are like
little.
almost the same thing.
No, I know, but I do say Corona Modelo, like they made a new one, like a partnership or something.
no,
like that.
no.
Okay.
Corona / Modelo.
Yeah.
This is barley from local farmers malted by Dam with Mediterranean rice.
But Corona and Modelo are imported from Mexico, aren't they?
And they're made by the same brewery.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
I like Modelo way better. But anyway, but
Yeah,
this is not from
we were
Mexico.
talking
this
about
is
it,
more
and
exotic.
Yeah, well, it's definitely way less common around here than it is
This is just...
than like Corona and Modelo for sure.
I like this.
All right, you ready to give it a rating?
Okay, guess first.
You could go first.
Needs another sip. Fair enough. What are you thinking?
I go first.
Yeah, guess first.
This is a very good one. I'm not a fan of the buds, the Coors.
No, those are the bottom tier. That's the shit.
I drink it if I have to, right?
Yeah.
If it's the only thing that's around.
Piss water.
My favorite, the Guinness Extra Stout.
Mm.
I'm a big Blue Moon guy, so I'm a big dark, strong beer. Stella, if you're gonna go on that side, but I like this a lot. So it's already in the group that I like. So I'll have to give it like I'm gonna have to go 7-8.
7-8. Wow.
Good score.
So
You know what's all right? Ready?
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
7-8.
7.
He got mine.
I was literally,
He
I was
got
so
mine.
close. I was in that range in like 7, 7, 7, 9,
Yeah.
and I just stuck to 7, 7.
I was debating between 7-7 and 7-8, but as soon as you had it was like, okay.
It's a holy day for us people.
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel very
It's
like
yeah.
you guys are putting holy water and I'm stinging right
So
now.
so I think, for me at least, I'm going to stop right there. Great beer. If this was any other day,
Yeah.
if this was any other day, this probably wouldn't be enough. I'm just that.
But you ranked it.
Don't have me as a guest on in the future if you're not.
In honor of the Lord. Obviously,
Yeah,
it's
obviously
Ash
it's
Wednesday.
Ash Wednesday, as you
if
guys
you
can
couldn't
see.
tell, I mentioned this to them earlier. I saw some chick in the gym today, and I noticed she had it, but I didn't realize it was Ash Wednesday. So I'm working out with my girl, right? And I'm like, Andre, yo, that girl's got a fucking forehead tattoo. What the fuck? She goes, it's Ash Wednesday, you idiot. And I'm like, oh, and I look closer, and it was the fucking cross on her forehead. But I used to do the same thing too, but I mean, you don't feel like do you really think that's, I'm sorry, but do you really think this is doing anything?
Yeah, no, you don't. What do you? I don't understand.
What's the
you
point
have a
of this?
background? I expected you to have a better background in Catholicism.
I do, and I think it's stupid.
Yeah, but no. But I expected you to have a better background than to realize more than that it's supposed to do something to us.
It doesn't do anything. Here's the way that I take it is, especially us young people in the social media age and all this stuff, we always like to think, we like to think, we're the kings of the world, and we go to school and we hang out with the family and we got our girlfriends and we go to bars and we party and we this and that. Great. Ash Wednesday is the one day, right? I mean, you're supposed to do this every day, but like I said, it doesn't really happen nowadays. But this is the one day where you're supposed to stop and you're supposed to think, who the hell am I? I'm the same as the guy in front of me. I'm the same as this guy. We all came from ashes, right? And at the end of the day, no matter how long you think you're going to live and how much money you think you're going to make, you're going to go back to being the same pile of ashes. So humble yourself a little bit is basically the way that I take. Humble yourself a little bit. Take some time to pray. Be thankful for what you have, and realize that you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for God. So take it as a time to kind of acknowledge His presence.
It's more of
not that I'm a perfect person,
but
but
that's a good explanation.
Well, that's why you have the
that.
ashes in your forehead. It's not to look like a moron. It's these are ashes, and when they put the ashes on your forehead, they say something like, "From ash you came, and to ash you shall return."
Remember that you are dust, and
you are dust, and to dust you shall return. See, us Christians, we compliment each other.
No, but like Paul was saying earlier, I come from that background. I used to have Ash. I used to go to Ash Wednesday. I used to go to church every Sunday, and I used to go to all these big masses with the.
But did church ever go to you? You went to church, but did church ever go to you? The answer is no.
I was forced to go to church.
There you go.
And that's the thing. I don't want to say I enjoyed it, but I was okay with going to church at a very young age because I saw all my family do it when we were all living together. Especially, it'd be a family event to go Sunday morning.
That's good.
After I forget if it was either before or after. I'm pretty sure it was after, but we would always have pancake breakfast in the morning. My mom would make great pancakes, eggs, bacon, and then after we eat, we would all go to mass together. And there was a family thing.
Did you stop making pancakes
no,
after you stopped going to church?
No. My mom every fucking Sunday makes pancakes. Every fucking Sunday, it was a family thing, and we used to do Pizza Fridays, where we would go to Piccolo's, this place in Newtown. Shout out Piccolo's Trattoria. Decent pizza, but we would go there every time because it was the best one around. Unfortunately, I will admit that my area of Pennsylvania pizza isn't quality. Unfortunately, there are a few good places, but I digress.
So does your family still go to church every Sunday?
I'm not sure. I don't want to speak upon that.
Your mom
believe
does.
so.
Your mom does.
My dad is actually the one that's more into it than my mom was, because my mom was a Protestant. She actually converted to a Catholic when she married my father.
Okay.
Regardless, as I grew older, some shit happened in my life, as I'm sure this happens to a lot of people that fall away from religion. Some shit happened in my life where, and specifically, I've said it before, that my friend died at a very young age. We were 14, played soccer with this kid for 5 years. Died in a car crash up in the Poconos. His name's Ryan. I got his name tattooed on my fucking calf. So like that, obviously that hurt me, and that made me question a lot of things. Right? This kid was a very good kid. We weren't best friends, but I saw this kid 3-4 times a week. We were on the same soccer team. We would travel. He had an RV whenever we would go on big away trips to tournaments and things like that. We would always hang out in his family's RV, the whole team. And, this kid was always a great guy. Always, always, always. He was never an asshole, nothing. But he dies because someone else is driving the car at a young age when they shouldn't have been. And they were speeding on a highway. I'm not sure, obviously, the specifics, but to me, my question was, why did he die? If we have this God who is all-powerful and all good, right? That's the quote. Then why does he allow some of these things to happen? And then I start thinking more. And I know. Then I start thinking more. Why does all this other bullshit in the world happen? Oh, free will and all this shit. But why the fuck would a God who apparently loves the beings he creates, and I know this is probably said before and it might sound stupid to you, but really, why would he allow something like the Holocaust to happen?
Yeah, well...
Because Hitler has free will? Shouldn't he see that as an evil detriment? He already allegedly wiped out the whole planet because of evilness with a flood. Why didn't he do something to kill Hitler? You know what I'm saying?
I've always said this. It's in the end, the purpose of this life is everyone's got a test, and there's a plan for I mean, I'm not going to go into it.
Yeah,
I agree. The Holocaust is a different thing, but with individuals, number one, everyone dies. So whether you're a great human being or you're a horrible human being, you're going to die. It's just a matter of when. I think it's a matter of when God thinks that you're ready, because at the end of the day, when you die, we believe that you don't just go in the ground. Well, your body goes in the ground, but your soul goes to heaven, which is the greatest reward that you could ever have. And you're at all. So only the best people get to experience heaven with God. So some people are living here 100 years on earth, and they're so old that they can barely even get up and sit on the toilet, and these people are suffering. Meanwhile, God is telling the people who are very good, it's your time. Everyone has their time. Some people die when they're 40, some people die when they're 50, some people die before they're even born. Mm-hmm. So it all depends. When does God think that it is your time? At the end of the day, he's the one that gave you life. He can take it away whenever he wants.
So I understand that, but at the same time, again, as I continued to grow older and I became more knowledgeable about the world and my surroundings, and I find out that there's not just Catholicism, but there's hundreds of these religions that, some of them are similar, right? There are a lot of similarities between Catholicism and Muslim people and the Jewish religion. There's similarities between the Quran and the Bible and what's the Torah, Jewish one? The Torah, right? The Torah. Sorry. Regardless. But there's also these other vast different ones like Hindu and Buddhism that believe in a polytheistic religion. Again, I'm not trying to come at you in any way, but who is to say that you are right?
Well, I get it.
You know what I'm saying? I know it's your belief that you are correct.
Absolutely.
But it's also their belief that they are correct, and the Buddhists that they're correct, and the fucking Jehovah's Witness that they're correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know,
Although
you
that's a cult, though. But
you want to know what?
I know, but I'm just trying to give examples.
But you want to know what? To every religion, there's a founder. Just like to every podcast, there's a founder. It's you guys or whatever, right? So
him and Ryan Malank, shout out Ryan.
Yeah.
So in the Buddhist religion, the founder is this fat guy named Buddha, right? And that's who they believe in, and that's 100% great. Hinduism, there's a founder. I don't know who the founder of Hinduism is. Catholicism, there's a founder. And the founder is, number one, you could say Jesus Christ. He left the church to Peter on a rock.
Peter.
And he said, Peter, take this church and run with it.
Peter technically was the first.
So
pope.
Peter's the founder, right? So it's documented that Peter's a real human being. Mm-hmm. It's documented that he was friends with Jesus Christ, who it was also a real human being. He existed.
Okay.
Allegedly. So we've
We've already
there's
spoken
historical
about this.
evidence that Jesus Christ was a real person. Now, he gave the church to Peter. That was the Catholic religion. Now, so basically, Jesus Christ and Peter are the founders of Catholicism, right? And I don't want to take up the whole podcast on this, but one thing. Peter's the founder of Catholicism. That is the church. The Catholic Church is the church now. The reason why you have Episcopalian, Protestant, Baptist, and all this stuff is because the Catholic Church, years after Peter, was very corrupt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like
everything.
Soccer teams could be corrupt, and everything is corrupt.
Politics.
So politics is corrupt. So I thought we were going to get into that later. So all these other churches. All these other people, they believed in Jesus Christ, they believed in God, but they're like, I don't want to be associated with the corruption of the Catholic Church. Jesus didn't intend for it to be corrupt, neither did Peter, but it did. So then they said, you know what, let's start a new church. It's going to have the exact same beliefs as the Catholic Church, but we're just going to be a separate entity. So that's why it's all the religions belong to Christianity, and they all follow the Bible. Mm-hmm. Now the only difference between Islam now, they acknowledge that Jesus Christ was a real human being because he was. But he's not. We had
a discussion.
Judaism and all that stuff. Exactly. But that's why there's so many different religions. So whether you're Catholic or Baptist or Episcopalian or whatever, we all believe in the exact same thing, and it's not like Baptists are going to go to hell or Pentecostals are going to go to hell. Everything's
I mean, it's all up for interpretation, but I mean that's not like
But I think there's a lot of similarities between religion beliefs and political beliefs, and the way that they run and the way that they operate. And that you have a central figurehead, which has his people to, it's the Pope and then the cardinals and all that shit. But for politics, you have the president has his cabinet, and then you have the governors of the state, and then you have people within those people.
Yeah.
So what specifically were you, running for? Just to inform us a little bit more.
So in 2019, I ran for county executive.
And what is that role responsibility?
You could call it how every town has a mayor. Well, this is the mayor of a county, I guess. In Florida, they don't call it county executive. They call it county mayors. Okay. So it's like the mayor of a county. So he controls. He basically the money that comes from the state to each county. He's basically the one that receives it, and he, along with his board members, decide where the money gets spent every year. So how much money do we want to give to the schools? Yes. And how much money do we want to give to the roads? And all this kind of stuff. That's really the main thing here. It's really a budgetary thing because there's so much money in the world. Everyone says there's an endless amount of money. So you need somebody there to control how your money's spent.
Yes, exactly. Allocate it to this area, allocate it to this area.
And that has to do with, creating jobs. So if this person wants to establish a new department in the county or whatever, that'll create jobs. Mm-hmm. Or if he thinks that money's being wasted, he'll shut down certain departments. Oh, we don't need this. And, money gets saved, and that means taxes go down. Or should mean taxes go down. Mm-hmm. So that's really the main thing. But otherwise, if there's a problem in a county, he's your representative. He's the guy that goes to the governor and says, this is going on here. What could we do? Or, not that it really goes this way, but technically if there's a big problem, then I guess maybe it goes to the president. I've never heard of that happening, but maybe, it goes to senators and Congress people and stuff like that. It works its way
up the ladder.
So it's really all a little club. Right, and he also deals with the mayors of all the towns in his county.
Those are his people.
Those are his people, right? So they report to him. He reports to them. They help each other. It's all a little club, from the governors to the mayors to the county executive to the freeholders, which are now called county commissioners. All this kind of stuff. So it's really all a club. So I tried to join the club.
Yes.
Didn't make it.
How far in the process did you get?
No, he was on the ballot.
There's no process. I mean, the process is. I mean, you're right. There is a process. You got to get enough signatures to get on the ballot. I got that.
How much?
You needed 100. I got 700.
Wow.
Not bad. Then, of course, you have to pick a party. So I was with the Republican Party.
Okay.
Because there's no other way to go.
Agreed.
So I basically had to win their support before I won everybody else's support. So the people that are involved in the party. So there's a certain number of committee people and all this kind of stuff. So I was the only person that decided to run.
Did you have like a group helping you promote yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So then I went to the leadership, and the leadership went to me, and they said you should run, and then I said I don't know, should I? And then this guy, Cuban guy, Jose Arango, he's the chairman of the Republican Party in Hudson County. I met him when I was in high school. Cuban guy also. He doesn't have any kids, so I was like his son. So he was like, you should run, and I was like, I'm 18 years old, should I? And he was like, yes, and I said, okay, I will. So he kind of made sure that.
That's
nobody
crazy.
else
You did this
to
at
run.
18?
Yeah. So that's the minimum age.
I remember
to
sitting with him at this bar. I'm not going to say the bar because we were underage.
They were having water.
And we're having a beer. Whatever. So we're sitting there. We're having a talk about it. I remember asking him, like, talking to him about the election, like how things are going. This guy was going door to door for months, door to door, all throughout Hudson County. Door to door, just knocking on people's doors, right?
Promoting
trying to get
yourself?
support. We went to his house once. Like, I came over. We made calls for him. So we had a list. We had a list. He gave us like a script, and we just read off the script.
That's tough.
Like give people. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Like, at least from our point of view.
I never
like,
inputted the scores, the rankings. Sorry.
It's a lot to do, right? I mean,
absolutely.
I mean, in
I'm
the
sure.
end, but like also when it comes down to it, even though you got blown out, number one, like the guy was an incumbent.
Damn.
Who had way more money to spend.
That's what I'm saying.
Incumbent for over 20 years.
That was going to be my next question. Is financially, is this a big burden for you to run for office?
Well, not so much. It wasn't so much of a burden for me because I was 18 years old. I didn't have much money to start with.
Okay.
You know, I was in school, so it's not. I went into it knowing that I was not going to empty my bank account for this, right? So I counted on, people like you and people like Paul and,
people donated?
People donating, right?
Oh, okay.
So and just like you have to earn people's vote, you got to earn people's trust and you got to earn people's money. It's not, people don't just give you money for free. So I had a couple high dollar donors, right? People that were donating $1,000, $2,000, and that helped.
Wow.
And then I had
like family members or just like people?
No family members.
Wow.
It was just people.
Awesome.
Yes, my father gave me some money. My uncle gave me some money, whatever, just to support.
But big donors were coming from elsewhere as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. These are people that live in Hudson County. They care about Hudson County. They made their money in Hudson County maybe, and now, they're sick and tired of it. They have kids. They have grandkids, and they saw this young guy who's trying to make a difference, never run for office before, good ideas, out there working hard, and they decided to share some of their money. So,
can we get into
shout
some
out
of
to them?
Yeah, for sure. Can we get into some of those ideas? Like, what were you?
Absolutely.
Like, what was some of your main things that you wanted to do?
I think if you look into Hudson County, and if you know anything about politics, Hudson County is not it's not only one of the most corrupt places in the state, which the state is very corrupt. As far as what
aspect?
As far as just things from nepotism to
these are big
do
words.
Do nothing. Nepotism is like if you're in a position of power and you're able to hire 10 people and you hire all your family members.
Oh, okay.
Right? And then you have something. You have do nothing jobs where Paul's like, I really need a job, but I don't have time to go to the office. And I said, Paul, don't worry about it. You could be my director of transportation affairs, right? And you only have to come into the office once a week, and I'll pay you $80,000.
Wow.
So it does happen, right? Because who's going to question the politicians besides the people? If the people are misinformed or if the people are uninformed, then the politicians are going to be able to do whatever the hell they want. So my main thing was, and I mean I guess any person who runs against the machine and against the the power players in Hudson County is you want to stop that corruption.
Yeah.
So I said let's take a look at the budget. Right, the budget is the write up. So there's $2 million going here. There's $5 million going here of the money that we get from the state. Right.
Yeah.
Right? So you take a look at the budget and you say, where the hell is all this money going? Why are our taxes so high? Why does Hudson County look like a hellhole? You know, why are there so
Did
many
you have
problems?
access to that information, or you would only have access once you won?
Everyone has access. You could look it up right now. Everyone has access, right? But my thing was, if you guys vote me in, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get in there with some accountants that know what they're talking about, right? Because I'm an 18-year-old kid and I suck at math. So, you know, I can fix the problem, but I can't identify it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have them go in there and I'm going to have them tell me where they think that there's just a ridiculous amount of money being spent. So if there's, you know, an insane amount of money being spent to pay the people who cut the grass at the county office, then there's something going on. You know, where's the money going? Why are they giving some, you know, so cut that. Or if there's, you know, 10 departments that haven't done anything in 20 years, then and they're still being paid, that's a do-nothing job, so you got to get rid of that. You know, that kind of stuff. You know, creating more jobs is big. Hudson County, a lot of the population is considered to be in a state of poverty, so they're getting a lot of government assistance, and they're in low-income housing. And a lot of politicians say, let's create more low-income housing, right? But it ends up being the projects, and you get people in there, they're doing their drugs, and you know, there's a lot of crime in those areas and stuff. So what you want to do is you don't want to give people money, you want to give people jobs.
Of course.
So that was another thing.
Would you ever consider running again? Like,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, this was...
Like, did you think you were, like, I'm sorry, but did you think you were going to win at 18?
No.
Like, this was just for strictly experience get your name out there and
this
stuff?
This was because what people don't understand is in Hudson County, no one knows when there's an election, right? Unless, you know, one of the big politicians calls you and says, I need you to vote for my guy, George, you know, or whatever, right? So my goal was, if I'm able to knock on all these doors and I'm able to make some noise as a young kid running for county executive, number one, people are going to learn what a county executive is because no one had any idea. They go vote, but they have no clue.
They just check the name off on the ballot. They don't understand what it's for.
So now they're going to understand what the person in the position does, why this guy's doing a bad job, and why they have to change it. So if they don't change this guy with me, maybe they do it with somebody who's going to come in with $5 million next year, you know?
Yeah.
So I said, if no one's going to take the bull by the horns, right? If no one's going to take the bull by the horns now, then let me get in there. I'm young, right? So I have the energy to knock on doors. I have the energy to make phone calls. I have young friends that are going to help me do it.
Yeah.
I don't have a job, right? I didn't have a job at that point, I think. I was just in school. So I said, you know,
you worked for like some campaigns.
Yeah, but that was before. But what I'm saying is I had a lot of time to do it.
Yeah.
Right? I had a lot of time to get into politics and make it happen. So I did it. I got a lot of experience. I learned how to get votes. You know, I learned how to knock on doors, 100%. How to make phone calls. So then, whatever, I lost. And now the year after that, or not even a year after that, I got a job on a super competitive congressional race up in North Jersey, Northern Bergen County. I ended up being one of the core people on that team. They won the primary, which is they beat all the other Republicans. This guy, Frank Pallotta, who's running again, these people got to vote for him. He won the primary by 20 points. We made that happen.
Nice.
He lost the general to a guy who they call him the human fundraising machine. He lost by 7 points, which is not a lot because the other guy 2 years ago lost by 14.
Yeah.
So we did a great job. So the thing is, I ran for office, I got my experience, and I was able to use that experience the next year to help someone who would have gone to Washington D.C. to represent you and me. So I'm proud of it, and
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So,
I mean, well, what I was gonna say is because I remember when we were talking. Because we all used to ask you, like, you really, like, what's the point, like, if you don't have a chance? Because we like, you kept saying, like, I'm not doing this. I know I'm going to lose. Although you did outperform better than past.
That's my question. How
years.
did that,
So,
do you know what the final rankings were? How far off were you?
No, he was far off, but in terms
was
of...
he second, though?
But in terms
was he
of...
third?
Correct me if I'm
There's
wrong.
only two people in the race. I was second.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You lost by a lot, but you outperformed prior Republicans in terms of your amount of votes. But the problem was, can I say his name?
Sure.
Bob Hugan, right, got like more votes because he saw that you were going out, so he spent more money. If I'm not.
Oh no! Bob Hugan's the chairman of the Republican Party in New Jersey right now. He's my boss. The guy that I ran against was Tom DeGeese.
Oh no, DeGeese!
What a name, Tom DeGeese.
No, it was DeGeese.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Don't be throwing dirt on my boss's name, bro.
Sorry, I forgot about Bob. No.
Tom.
No, DeGeese. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because I remember
you're right.
DeGeese.
That's a hard name to compete against.
But the problem is,
Thomas
like,
DeGeese.
No, but what gave you also an advantage is that Hudson County is filled with a lot of like minority groups, right?
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
the guy's like what you would think, like, you know, people talk about, let's get these old white men out of office.
He's the old white guy.
definition. While Kenneth's a Hispanic young guy, right? I know he doesn't look that Hispanic, but he is, right? He's
got
Cuban,
the flair.
speaks
got it.
fluent Spanish, right? I mean, participated in a lot of like still participates
And
in
that's
events,
huge
like,
in America now. People don't realize how big it is to be bilingual and speak both Spanish and English. It's one of my biggest regrets in my entire life, and I'll tell this time and time again, is that I stopped learning Spanish in high school. I told myself in high school, oh, you know, I don't want to go to Spain. I want to stay in America and do stuff. I'm never going to have to really deal with this. I go to college, half the fucking soccer team speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
I go into my workforce, half the fucking company speaks Spanish.
yeah.
Some of them barely speak any English, so I have very limited communication with them. And most of them, yes, are operators that are at that level who don't speak
Right.
any English. But still, even amongst them, like, it'd be nice to get in there. And,
It's not too late, though.
But
it's not too late.
no, it's not. And I'm trying to learn. Shout out,
Duolingo? Babbel?
No. This is a sad story, actually. So, we had an old janitor, Antonio, really cool guy, up and left, like, without saying anything.
He died?
No. Just he moved to PA.
Oh, because my elementary school
Motherfucker, he
janitor
moved to
died,
PA.
so I thought we were going to have a
Where was he
bonding
born?
moment there.
Brazil.
Alright, so it doesn't count.
But he'd been in Jersey. What do you mean doesn't fucking count?
All right, just keep going. Whatever.
Comments from the peanut gallery. Anyway, so we got this new janitor who was supposed to be just like the interim person to come in. Her name is Vera. Amazing woman. Literally would teach me Spanish every day. We'd come in, she tried speaking to me. I'd be very broken Spanish out of me, but she was never like rude to me, like
Yeah.
making fun of me. She was always very understanding, would help me out, and things like that. So I tried to learn, but her time unfortunately came to an end.
She died.
No, no one died. She just had to, like I said, she was the interim. She was never supposed to be our long-term solution.
I thought you were going to say she was supposed to be the interim, but then she ended up staying.
No, her husband's up in Connecticut. So, he actually came back from the military and moved to Connecticut.
Okay.
So she had to move with him. So she's no longer with us at Shamrock, but she is still alive. And now we have this new guy, Rafael, who's Portuguese, who speaks no English at all.
Yeah.
I can't say it. It'd be rude. It'd be mean.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
We'll continue.
Um,
You guys, all right. I'm gonna say it. You guys know like. you guys know Consuela from Family Guy.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, like.
Oh,
This guy reminds me of very, very nice guy. I love this guy, very sweet. But like, he comes up to my cubicle. He goes, "I clean," and I'm like, "Bro, you don't gotta ask to come clean. Like, you just come in and do it."
Oh, I thought you said ice cream.
No, I clean.
I clean.
I'm like, bro, you don't gotta ask.
That's what she said.
Oh, that's not that bad. I thought it was gonna be worse.
No,
thought it was
I
gonna
just
be
didn't
more
want to be like,
racist.
I don't know. I mean, he's never gonna fucking watch this.
Yeah.
And if he did, he wouldn't understand it anyway.
Yeah, but that's true.
That might have been ruder than my first comment. Regardless, keep going.
So wait. Yeah, I mean, well, you outperformed.
I
Pastor
did, yeah.
Puff.
No, I did, and that was big, and that's also part of the reason why I was able to land that other job, and why I'm still semi-relevant in the political atmosphere now, because I didn't make an absolute fool out of myself.
No, yeah.
I played.
You went about it the right way.
I
You
did
actually
things the
tried.
right way. I did things the right way. Yeah, I don't get me wrong. I wasn't out there smearing this other guy either. Because you have to respect at the end of the day
Of
whether you
course.
think the guy's a good politician or not. You gotta, at the end of the day, you gotta respect. He's been there for 20 years. He must have gotten there somehow.
Yeah.
And he's older and whatever. Maybe one day he could teach me something. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm always open to learning and all that stuff. So yeah, we did outperform.
Have you ever met him?
Yeah. So remember when I was in elementary school when I used to do the spelling bee stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, so remember when I won the Hudson County spelling
Yeah,
bee in
yeah.
7th and 8th grade?
You won a spelling bee?
I won the
Yeah.
Hudson County spelling bee in 7th and 8th grade.
What was the final
Now-
word?
In the 7th and 8th grade? I don't know. But
I feel
know.
like that's your winning word,
I don't
bro.
know. I don't know.
Times
right?
have changed.
Anyway, after I won the Hudson County spelling bee in the 7th grade, the prize for winning Hudson County is you get to go to the national spelling bee
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
in Washington, D.C. He paid for my trip to go there. The county executive sponsors the winner.
wow.
So he invited me to his office, and we had a good conversation. Nice guy, right? Back then, I didn't know if he was a good politician or not.
Little did he know, though, that you were going to...
Yeah, and I think he actually said something about that when they interviewed him about me. He said something like, oh, I paid for him to go to the spelling bee or something like that. But yeah, and then he did it again in the 8th grade. And then
I'm sure he didn't hate you, though.
Right? No, I don't think so.
Because,
I went in there,
You're an 18-year-old kid. I'm sure he doesn't. Because
you didn't, like you said, you didn't go in there. You didn't go in there and smear him, right? You
Fuck this guy.
No,
that's what I would do.
When you're running for office against somebody whose ideas you don't like, you attack the ideas, but you don't attack the person necessarily.
Yeah.
Right?
But
you don't go after. You don't go after his age or his weight.
Yeah.
Or his nationality.
Those are Trump's tactics.
No.
No, what?
Not at all.
He bashed Hillary any second he was given screen time.
Absolutely, because Hillary's a horrible person and a horrible politician.
You're going against everything you just said.
Hillary has killed people.
No,
allegedly.
No, let's not go. Let's not say allegedly when it's like almost saying like allegedly when that's like saying like O.J. Simpson
O.J. Simpson is innocent. The glove didn't fit, bro.
The glove didn't fit. You're right. I don't think he did it.
The glove didn't fit.
Conversation for another day. Maybe,
bad analogy.
I don't think he did it.
It's almost like saying like It's the same thing as saying like Jeffrey Epstein did kill himself. Like everyone knows he didn't kill himself. Stop saying. You're just saying this because we're on camera. He's just saying this because he doesn't want to ruin his reputation.
He didn't kill himself. You're right. I don't think he did. Right?
Yeah, it's like
maybe Hillary killed him. Who knows?
We think
she has something to do with it.
Yeah, we think that. The Clintons apparently were a big asset to this island.
Yeah, well, everyone knows that. Everyone knows that.
Yes, but it's all alleged. Like, nothing is confirmed. Until Hillary Clinton comes on trial and says, I did X, Y, Z. You can't say anything. It's just a belief. It's just a belief.
Well, if this guy gets into the club, we'll find out.
Into the club? You took that and ran with it.
If he gets too far up, then maybe he'll start getting corrupt himself.
So then that's where my true dream comes true then, because then I'm gonna try to get into the club too. Paul. I want to be in the club.
Paul,
that's my dream.
It's too late.
That's my dream. Slide it for me though. I want to be in the club. I want to go to all those meetings.
What?
Right? I want to see what Hillary does. I want to see it. With my own eyes, yeah.
Just to bash, or because you want to join the club, you want to be a part of those actions.
Because then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come out on national television and say I don't have any desire to kill myself, or that I don't have any health issues. I'm in full health, so if something happens to me, it was Hillary Clinton. That's what I would say on national television.
They're gonna see this and they're not gonna let you in the club. You don't think the FBI agents have tapped into this blue microphone already?
I'm not going to get into the club anyway. But I'm just saying that's my dream. To get into the club.
Just to find out. Sure, it would be great to know all the secrets of the world.
Never say never. Hit me up in a few years. Who knows what I can do for you.
I don't doubt this guy.
That's considering the American club. I want to know what fucking club Putin's a part of right now, because he is wildin'. He is wildin'.
Do you want to know my honest opinion on this before you go? I think that we as Americans here have absolutely nothing to worry about in terms of us getting bombed. I don't think we have to worry about
I agree.
We're fully safe. Yeah. I think that the sanctions are going to eventually have an impact.
I have a question before you continue. What are those sanctions? I heard he's going to do sanctions. What does that mean, and what sanctions?
You want to do that?
Mr. Politics?
Well, sanctions are certain penalties. Penalties that you give to countries, right? So, now if you go and kill someone, then that's not a good. That's not a good.
We do a trade.
It's a punishment that another party enacts on you to punish you for something that you did and to stop you from continuing to do something like that. So now the sanctions that we're imposing are greatly affecting the currency.
It's like oil, right?
Yeah.
Oil? No, nothing. Nothing.
No,
to do
natural
with oil.
gas.
Natural gas.
Not even that, because we're still buying Russian oil.
So then, what are the sanctions?
We're not. In 2020, the U.S. was energy independent, which means we produced and exported more oil than we received from other countries.
Yes.
So if that were still the case today, the reason why Putin is so confident that no one's going to beat him, that nothing's going to bring him down is because he knows that he has the one thing that every country needs, and that's oil. Right? He knows that.
What?
You liked it.
What?
Number 2?
Dude, it's March.
It is.
Oh!
Cheers to that, my friend.
Cheers to that.
Paul's getting fucked up tonight.
On
It's the second beer. That's it. I have to do
Your
homework.
tolerance
when I
is
get home.
low though.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Sanctions.
No, you're good. Yeah. The reason why Putin thinks that he's, unbeatable is because he has something that the other countries don't, which is oil. The U.S. is still buying his oil. Europe is still buying his oil. All these countries are still buying his oil. So maybe he has a point when he says that, right? So we're not doing anything in terms of his natural gas. What we're doing is, for example, we are preventing people from spending or investing money in Russia. So basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to lower the value of Russian currency, which is the Russian ruble. So that's why you saw that in the last week.
I did see something
its
that
value
it
went
was
down 30%.
Yeah. How does that work though? How do we influence their
So we buy
money?
Russian goods, right? We import Russian goods. Let's say like alcohol,
Whatever,
whatever, right? We buy Russian goods. We impose these sanctions. We stop selling the Russian goods, right? We stop importing Russian goods. We stop buying Russian goods.
Okay.
Right? So the value of their things, right? There's
less
demand.
money going into Russia.
Yeah, there's less demand for for whatever they're trading.
Okay.
Therefore, it's ultimately causing
okay. So the
value
supply
of-
is
yeah.
up, but the demand is low.
Again,
so therefore, they have to lessen everything in order to sell it.
And the value goes down.
So the value goes down.
The value goes down. Therefore, and
Okay.
also Russia comes across stronger than it actually is. If you took away all the nuclear weapons out of Russia, I know, that's a big thing, but if you take away all the nuclear weapons from Russia, it's a very weak country.
And we actually were talking about this a bit at work with a few of the guys I know. They were saying that the Russian military is majorly comprised of just people they pull from like a draft type situation. It's not like the American army, which I would assume is 99% people wanting to be in the army. Like we don't
100%.
100%, like we don't draft them. Well,
Yeah.
I'm allocating that last 1% for people who have to due to financial situations. Maybe they don't have the drive to be an American soldier, but at their stage of life, they have no other outlet. It's either that or crime.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So maybe that
I
number.
wouldn't say it's either that or crime.
Okay,
You could
but
live
you know what I
life
like.
and be poor, but yes.
In order to
sure.
make money or have any sort of
There's
future,
a lot of benefit in
there's a lot of
incentive.
benefit to go
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
You
no,
can
there
fuck-
is,
you
there
get
is, there is.
you get fucking bank right as you sign, which is
I've
what
been
draws a lot
pitched
of
at the
people.
gym. I've had people come up to me and try to recruit me.
So I'll leave. I won't say 100%, regardless, but a large majority of ours is people who are actually wanting to be a part of the military. I don't know the statistical figure as to what the difference is between those two, but according, my sources, my people at work, but they watch the news, they talk about it all the time, so I'm going to assume that they are well informed. That a lot of the Russian military, as I said, is comprised of just fucking people that they're told to go to war because they have to. There's this video that I was shown by one of the supervisors. The Russian soldiers don't even want to fight. They're being told to fight and they have to fight because otherwise Mr. fucking dictator is gonna fucking chop them and their family's head off probably. We don't know what the fuck goes on over there. There's this video of a tank that I don't know what it runs on, so I might sound idiotic for saying it ran out of gas. Well, no, I saw that too, but this is a different video. That was horrible. But I'm going to just say for layman's terms, it ran out of gas and it was stuck on a road in Ukraine. And these Ukrainian people were in a car, they have a dash cam or they were recording somehow, and they pull up to the side of this tank and the Russian soldiers are there, and they were like just talking to him, like having a normal conversation, making a joke. And it was very brief, like they came up, it's like, oh, you guys okay, whatever? Like, oh, we'll tow you back to Kiev. And they all started laughing, oh, no, it's okay, we're good. And they just kept driving.
Yeah.
These are Ukrainian people going up against Russian soldiers. In an environment like that, you would expect that the Russian soldiers, if they're trying to do it, they would, I don't want to say they would kill them, but like, you know what I'm saying?
If I'm
like
not mistaken,
that, you know what I'm saying? Like, these people don't even want to fight.
If you just look at the death count currently,
It's 4,000, correct?
It's up to 6,000.
6,000 now?
Russians.
Just Russians?
Russian soldiers. If you just look at death counts, if you're just looking at like numbers, Ukraine's like smoking.
No,
Russia.
Ukraine. I would agree that Ukraine
Yeah.
is winning this right now.
Yeah, in terms of like the Russians have been shooting.
The ghost of
missiles.
Kiev is fucking keeping that capital on a lock. You heard about the ghost of Kiev?
I don't think that's a real thing, but yeah.
It's confirmed. It was confirmed.
No, it hasn't been confirmed. It was actually. A lot of people are saying it's
TikTok
fake.
obviously
A lot of people are
did
saying,
not.
Yeah.
And
advise
here's another thing that.
I thought of that when I saw.
Here's
it.
another thing that is drawing some people away from wanting to learn more about what's going on. The fact that a lot of the things that you've been hearing about on social media are false. So there's this thing about Miss Ukraine saying that she joined the army and she's been fighting on the front
Yeah, I
lines.
saw
I didn't
that.
hear about
That's
that.
fake.
I saw that.
That's
I
fake.
didn't hear.
The video of the walkie-talkie footage where the guy says
You know,
this is
no,
Russian warship.
Yeah.
I didn't
the
see this
Russian
video.
warship. It was all
Oh,
over
I
the
did
news.
see that. I
And they
did
were
see
like,
that,
and
the
they were like,
warship,
fuck
yeah.
you know, like
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah,
the
yeah.
last words
were
that's
False?
That's
It's-
fake.
It's not all fake. The Russian warship, whatever. The last words go fuck yourself. And then at the end it says, and then the Russians killed them, right? So they died
Yes.
brave and whatever. They ended up surrendering. They said go fuck yourself, but then
And
they
then
said
they
they surrendered. Now they're Russian prisoners of war.
POWs.
Now they're POWs like John McCain.
Didn't he lose an arm?
John McCain did not lose an arm.
Wasn't there a
He ran for
president?
president against Obama.
That was the
Yeah.
other one.
Think about where we'd be.
That was
ran
who was the second guy? Mitt Romney.
Mitt
He
Romney.
didn't have
He's
an
a
arm.
Mormon. No, he has
Oh,
both his arms.
Someone didn't have an arm.
Dude, you.
No.
Some
about-
presidential candidate didn't have an arm.
What about Meghan McCain? What do you think of Meghan?
She has both.
I'm
arms.
No,
fact
it's
checking
not about.
this.
It's
I
not
swear to
about,
God.
No, it's not about both her arms. Like, what do you think?
Meghan McCain.
Isn't she on The View?
She was on The View. I think she got kicked out or she resigned. Or I think she resigned because she was getting bullied or something like that.
Dude,
by,
your space bar's
this lady,
fucked.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg. Whose name is now Whoopi Goldberg. Did you know that?
What?
It's not Whoopi Goldberg.
No.
Her name is-
No. I don't mean like. Does she still go by Whoopi Goldberg?
Yes, but her name is now Whoopi Goldberg.
I knew that.
I just learned that the other day.
I thought
Because they
that.
said
Bob Dole.
Well, I figured if your name's Whoopi
John McCain.
they
Goldberg-
said she was anti-Semitic
He did-
because she said that thing about the
Yeah.
Holocaust.
Yeah.
So then she tried to come out and say, "My name's Whoopi Goldberg." What do you mean I'm anti-Semitic?
Yeah, but didn't she like apologize for that though?
She did
Do you know
apologize.
about
She
the-
had to.
Do you know about The View?
I'm looking this up.
He's looking at John McCain to see if he has both arms.
John McCain. All right, John McCain has both.
Wait, Juan,
both
do you know
arms.
about The View?
The View? No.
It's like with the
Why
the
did I
women
think he
that
didn't
just
have
sit
a
in.
fucking arm?
Yeah, the red-haired lady,
I'm-
the
Whoopi Goldberg, the show-
with the glasses.
You know,
I've
There's a
zoned
bunch of
out
like
of this
old.
conversation.
There are a
It's a good
bunch of
show.
old ladies that just sit on like a
Oh,
panel,
okay, yeah, I know
panel
exactly
and
what you're talking
and they
about.
sit there and they
Oh, I
just
know the
talk
View.
about politics.
Yeah, I know
yeah.
the View.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're just talking about like Meghan McCain, John McCain's daughter.
Yeah, she's on
was
there.
was on.
She
The
was
View.
on there. I think she had. I think she
As a
basically.
guest?
No, she was
No,
one
she
of the,
was
she was
on-
one of the people.
okay.
Yeah, I think she had to resign because she was getting bullied. Because she, at the end of the day, she's a Republican. She's not hardcore, but she's a Republican. And I think when it comes to like Black Lives Matter and all this stuff like that, she didn't really agree. So the other panelists were kind of like bullying her, and supposedly backstage they would say things to her. So I think she decided to step down. I think.
Yeah.
Might be fake
Well,
news.
I mean, there are a bunch of. I mean, that's like one of. I mean, if I could go back to like the kill list that we talked about, I mean, those women are up there.
Megan, the people on the View are on
The
your top
killers?
5 people you're
No,
gonna kill.
no. I'm saying they're candidate like they're in the top 20.
What are we doing here, guys?
Whoopi Goldberg.
Okay, so he doesn't know. We had an episode
Where
this
we
season.
talked about like if you had 5 people you had to kill in this world, who would you pick? I would say the women on The View are probably in the
Putin
top
was one of
20.
mine. For reference, before all this bullshit happened.
Yeah, he was.
Just saying.
You
Just
want to join the
saying.
military?
Huh?
You want to join the military?
No, but I said if I ever lost a job, I would just become a police officer.
No,
I would
that's not-
never
that's
do
not-
Sorry, you
military,
get
though.
drafted. Are you going? Are you evading the draft?
I mean, if I'm gonna get drafted, I'm gonna go. But we're never gonna need a draft.
I know.
ever
I was
again.
just saying it as an intellectual exercise.
Well, actually, I have a medical.
Your knees.
Bone
No,
spurs. Bone
not
spurs.
my knees.
Bone
Nope.
spurs. Yeah, you got bone spurs.
I have
Trump.
flat feet. I can't march because all the boots are standardized. So my feet are flat. I had a issue with, I think it's called No, Osterschlatters is the knee.
No, it's the knee. Yeah.
I had some issue with my two bones not fusing in my heel, and then my feet are also very, very flat, which is weird because my mom's are over curved actually, or her arches are too big, or too arched, I should say. But so I would have a medical. I would be able to get out medically, but I wouldn't do that. Like I'm not soft, and like at the end of the day,
I would go.
If all my boys are going, you know, like we don't have any choice probably of where we're gonna get stationed, but I at least hope I'd go with one of my boys. And we're all in it together.
Once you have a college degree, if you join the military, you have a higher rank.
Absolutely.
Right. So that's the benefit.
Yes.
If we got drafted, like I'm sure that we would have priority over some college kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, you two, at least for now. If we get drafted I don't have my degree yet, so.
I would just want to be like a guy. I wouldn't want to be I would just want to do my time, be out. Hopefully not die. I wouldn't want to be like a captain type deal.
Well, they would
sergeant.
probably put you in that position. No, you start off as like a colonel or something.
No, you start off as a fucking
plebe. No. If you have a college degree.
I think you start off as is it an officer?
Yeah, an officer.
Private.
Officer.
So you just skip the private stage?
Yeah. No, you because of the fact that you have a college degree. Like it actually qualifies you for a higher rank in the military.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
But I mean I wouldn't really give a shit. Low-key, I just want to be on the front lines.
You want to be on the front lines.
Enjoyment. Killing fucking
Fair
terries.
enough, whatever. I have a few friends that are in the military.
I mean, like I said, I'm not against the military. I think the people who do it are great. I personally would never do it. Like, my life, like, I've been set up very well. I have a good job. There's no need for me to go to the military.
Yeah, I mean,
I know some people are all gung-ho, hoorah, fucking
yeah, but that's not what
patriotism,
I mean, there's
America.
there's a ton of benefits to doing it, though. What? So you're telling me after they do their
veterans have a very hard time when they come back to America.
But all right, no.
That depends. But there's combat veterans, and then there's people that are in the armed forces. They never.
My friend,
exactly.
Wait. I'm gonna take you.
Guys.
I'm gonna take you.
Not technology guys, but there's other kind of and those people are also to be admired and looked up to as well. But truth is, they never.
I'm gonna tell you about my friend who's currently in his 3rd or 4th year in the Marines. Right. His first 2.5 years, he spent in Monterey, California, on a base. That's all he did, right?
Yeah.
Then for 6 months, he went to Texas, and now since then, he's been in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And that's all he's done.
Yeah, but he's not going to fucking
and
vacation and beaches every day and taking hikes.
But
you know what I'm saying?
No, I've talked to him about it. It's like he says it's not what people think it is. Like he has a ton of fun with those guys. They get fucked up together.
I know.
They go out. They go out to bars. And guess what? After another year or two, I think a year and a half, he could retire, right? And he got paid $60,000 a year through those 5 years.
That's
and now, but now he could go after those 5 years. He's got the military in his resume.
Right.
No PTSD, nothing. Right.
Thankfully.
Yes, but now he could go get a job, and he gets $30,000 a year, lifetime health insurance, lifetime benefits, anything that he wants, and he gets $30,000 a year for the rest of his life. Do you realize how much of an ass?
$3,000 or $6,000 above the poverty line. Great.
Yes, and he could go get another job. The point is that he could literally do nothing, and he still gets $30K a year, and he gets without the poverty line, he gets all the benefits.
Okay, you say benefits, but these hospitals, you've seen the bullshit about these things, right? The veteran hospital, it's not like you have great health care and you can go to wherever you want to go. They have you in line, and I could be pulling this out of my ass, but I'm pretty sure I'm confident saying this.
No,
they don't. I'm like about 99.9% sure that you only can go to veteran hospital sites to get these types of care. And since you can only go to these locations, we were talking about supply and demand earlier, the supply of these hospitals or these locations where the veterans can go to get that healthcare benefit are very minimal. So the demand is high, and everyone's going there, and you're not going to get as good.
You wouldn't take $30K a year for doing no. You have your job plus $30K, you wouldn't take it? That's stupid. That's actually retarded.
Okay.
If you were to take that.
Veterans
Can go get a job just because they get $30K a year. It's stupid to turn that down.
I can get $30K a year. If you're telling me right now I can get an extra $30K a year for doing jack shit, I would be fucking dumb as shit to tell you no.
Yeah.
The stipulation is you have to go into the army for what, 4 years, correct?
5.
5 years. That is 5 years of my life gone.
18 to 23. But my friend says he
I have a
absolutely
life.
does not regret it.
I have a life.
Yeah, but he has a life too. What difference does it make? You're acting like they go there and they go into...
Does he have a girl?
Yes.
Okay, like...
Full
I'm
on.
sorry, but like, those relationships are...
No.
very hard
He
to
has a
make
girl
work.
in the who's there with him.
Okay, so that's different. Like,
The thing is,
I
that's
would never,
my
I
point.
would never be able
They
to
have
just
their
up and
own
leave.
lives. They have their own lives, like over there. And then after 5 years, they're done.
You know why people get married in the military?
Yeah,
because they can go home more.
Yeah. Well, I understand that, but no, he's got a girl. He's not married, bro. He's got a girl over there who's in the military.
I know.
She's a badass chick. Like I don't mean like I'm not gonna say that she. I'm saying like she's badass.
Like actually, like could beat
like
the
she's
shit out
gatted,
of you.
yeah, yeah. Like fair enough. I mean, and they have a good time. They always post shit. They're going. This guy goes out to fucking bars like in Hawaii. Like they have
because
they have a ton of fun.
I'm sure he wasn't forced into the situation. He's part of that 99% that wanted to be in the military.
Yeah, but even if someone didn't want to be there, what's there to hate about it? Like about him being in California, he has like certain things that he has to do every day, right? But it's probably around.
I'm not.
Like,
I don't want
like,
you.
It's like the same thing as us going to class, like the way he explained it to me. And then it's like after that, they're free. They could do whatever the fuck they want.
I don't want to bash the military and say that it's horrible. I'm just saying, like I said, there's situations where people want to do it. Great, go for it. If that's going to be good for your life, and I'm hearing your boy's situation, it's good for his life. And that's a great decision for him to make, and he enjoys it. That's great. But I'm saying for me personally, right now, I have no need to do that.
Yeah. Well, I don't blame you. I'm just saying.
And I have too much going on for me here in New Jersey.
All I'm saying
with my friends, my family in PA. I don't want to just up and leave and not see them for 6 months at a time.
But like, I'm not saying that I did that either. But I'm saying like it's not like a bad decision to do it. There's so much incentive to it that like to get. It's almost like. It's like. If someone wants to do it, it's not really like, oh, you're fucking up your life, you know? Because you're really not. Like, the way my friend described it, too, like, it's just such a common misconception that people think that, like, every day in the military is, like, boot camp. He's like, boot camp lasts for 2 weeks. And then after that, it's like...
You're in the military.
You're in the military, and that's, like, your life... Like, it's just normal life. It's, like, military... Like, there's times to be serious where they have certain things they have to do, like, in training. But, like... Once their training is done, like, they literally get fucked up with their fucking colonels and generals.
Apparently do a hell of a lot of coke, too.
Yeah,
it's in your system. It's only in your system for 3 days.
I can't confirm anything, but...
I can confirm.
He's told me... He's actually given me some, like, class of... Never mind. I shouldn't have said that. He hasn't given me any information. At all.
Allegedly. Regardless, it is now time to go... From the Deep. First off, while Paul's looking it up, you know what From the Deep is? Basically, it is when we go deep into the comment section looking for anything that people say as far as topics, questions, and we respond to them.
People leave comments? That's nice.
So yeah, we have Instagram at 2 Deep Podcast. We have a TikTok at 2 Deep Podcast. Look us up, 2 Deep Podcast on YouTube.
So are we live on TikTok?
We are live on TikTok. Paul's our chief officer of the TikTok.
I've been slacking, but I do have some in the works.
We got some things in the works. Wait, before we get there, we've had a tradition going on for this entire podcast.
Oh yeah, bring this up.
As you can see it in the background, as it always is.
Since we've been on video.
Me and Paul are sick of it. So.
Yeah, no more fucking chocolate candies.
Yeah, we're done. From the Deep.
Alright. Alright, so we got a lot of... Listen to this, okay? I don't know if you remember, they were saying to promote our podcast.
Oh, yo!
2, 3, 4 different accounts who said promote it on @Reality Records.
Should we just hit? I think it's a scam. Listen, they're gonna ask us for money for them to promote us. We haven't contacted these people at all.
I mean, yeah, but that's how they make their money.
I get it, but what like?
They might have a big
We're not
audience
gonna-
on
I
their
don't
page,
wanna-
or
I don't know how much.
Granted, like,
Should we
I don't-
contact these guys?
they might have a big audience on their page. I wouldn't do it because it depends.
Yeah, it's 1 million.
depends.
It's 1 million followers.
1 million followers, but then again, first of all, you could buy followers, so who knows how many of them they bought. You would have to run analytics. I could probably do that for you guys, not gonna lie.
Politician.
But then it's like they're probably telling that to a bunch of different podcasts. So there's gonna be a podcast about beer reviews. Then there's gonna be a podcast about basketball, a podcast about horror movies. So on one page you're gonna have advertisements for podcasts that specialize in many different things. So you're never really gonna find new people to view your podcast. It's not ideal. It's not ideal.
Yeah,
I don't know
it
if on
doesn't work.
TikTok, maybe on TikTok you could pay money to, like, when you're scrolling on your For You page, to have it just pop up. Because sometimes I see TikTok lives and I kind of stop and I watch for a little bit, but then I get bored and I just move on.
Yeah, that's
We don't
true.
do any TikTok lives.
You just said you're live
no,
on
we
TikTok.
do. No,
Like-
we don't.
like-
No, we don't do live.
We
Oh,
post
you
on
have a
TikTok.
TikTok. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
We post on TikTok.
All right. Second one, Andy
Yes.
Andy Alvarez.
What's his tag?
Alva.
Alva.
__. Goats.
Goat. Legend. Absolute legend. We'll be seeing him this month. Confirmed.
Then from
Allegedly.
Ario.Maui, about time It's J-Rod TV, obviously in reference to J-Rod. And then It's J-Rod TV.
Uh-oh.
Hashtag kneecaps, and then he put fire
Give me.
episode, thanks for having me on. Yeah. No, thanks for having me.
You gotta redo it. Give it me. Oh, never mind.
What do you mean?
Nothing.
Alright, so, yeah, and that's pretty much,
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to another episode of Too Deep Podcast. Kenny, thank you for joining us
Thanks
on
for
today's
having me, bro.
fire-ass episode.
Yes, sir.
thank you very much, my friend.
Absolutely, bro.
It was good to have you on
And we'll see you all next week.
every Friday.